So yesterday I curled Josefina's hair and it turned out so beautifully that I saw I want to make a tutorial with it. In order to get her curls, you will need the following materials. You will need a doll hair brush, some hair clips, some dollar store foam curlers, and the most important thing is a hair spray bottle. However, before you get started, you should probably realize that this is very risky and could possibly ruin your doll's hair. So be sure to get parents' permission before you do this because American Girl dolls are expensive. So you want to make sure that you absolutely want to do this. I've already done it on my Josefina, so I'm not going to do it on any of my American Girl dolls. I will be demonstrating on this little doll right here. So now you're just going to take your spray bottle and your doll brush and you're gonna lightly mist their hair and brush it out, so make sure there's no tangles. And since you're doing it on the American Girl doll, cover their eyes when you do this so their eyes don't rush. So her hair is now all brushed out, and the reason why it looks like she's kind of balding is because she has rooted hair and it just really sparse rooting compared to a wig cap like Josefina's. And now you're just gonna take your curlers and you pick out a section and then you start to curl them. If you're like me, you can probably use one of these hair clips to separate out the sections before you actually curling them. So if you want, you take this section, you just clip them in place, and you take this section and you clip them in place like that, and then you can distribute them evenly so all your curls will be the same volume, I think. And now you're just going to curl them up. So her hair is now done in curlers, and I'm just gonna head over to the bathroom and run some hot water. Some people might use boiling water, but I personally find that way too stressful to use, and I've used moderately hot water for Josefina's hair and it worked out alright. So I'm gonna do that this time also and show you the results. Okay, so I have my little doll here wrapped up in a towel. I extremely recommend this since if you're doing it on an American Girl doll, their cloth body can get wet and start to mold if you don't get the stuffing out. So yeah, I recommend doing that. And also to protect their eyes, you should probably use a tissue or paper towel or something to cover up their eyes so they don't get water in them. And even if a drop of water hit their face, it would land on the tissue and not directly into their eyes. Since I'm not doing it on an American Girl doll, I'm not going to put the paper towel over her eyes because they're painted on. So yeah, let's get this started. So now I have moderately hot water running, and when I say moderately hot water, I don't mean it's boiling, that it's steaming. I mean that it's just hot enough to the touch. And I'm just going to put each curl under the water for about 10 to 20 seconds depending on you how long you want the curls to last. Hold on. Now you have to be careful because when you put it under too long it might start to melt, and to this point I am not responsible for any of your doll damage. So if you burn your hair, it's your responsibility to do this, not mine. And if you want her curls to last for a day, just leave it as that with water on it, and it should last for a day with loose curls. But if you want it permanently, then this is how you do it. And be sure that you really want to do this, because once you do this, you need to realize that there is a chance that you might damage your doll. Now we're gonna move on to the actual part that is the scariest. And basically, you're just gonna put the individual curl, starting on this one for 20 seconds. Be sure to not burn yourself in this process, like I'm holding it by the sponge. It doesn't have to be exactly 20 seconds, but just long enough. So 10 to 20 seconds will be enough. And now you're just gonna move on. When you do this to American Girl doll, be sure to not let it touch the wood cap too much. And now you're covering her eye at all times with the paper towel or the tissue or whatever you have. Now I'm just going to do that to all of her curls. Okay, I think that is enough. And now you're just going to kind of shake her head and get rid of the excess water. So if you're lucky, you haven't got any water onto her body, or hopefully her face, because I did, because I wasn't using a paper towel. But with Josephine, I almost did, but luckily I was using a paper towel. And you're just kind of wiping off the spots that got wet. And now you're just going to use a towel to wrap up her curls. Okay, so now she is all wrapped up in a towel, and you're just going to hold her like this. So what you do after this is you're going to leave her overnight, and I'll show you what position to leave it overnight so that the curls won't be disturbed. I'm now back in the room, and as you can see, she looks a little bit scary right now, but that's okay. We're gonna remove the towel, and we're just gonna lay it out. And you're gonna put her hands backward, at least that's what I did, and you're gonna make sure it supports her, and her curls should be dangling into the air, except hers is a little bit too heavy. And if you're like me, like the doll's head is too heavy with water, you're just gonna find something such as the spray bottle, and you're gonna hold it down. So yeah, now her curls are all dangling free, and they're not like squished, so when you take them out, they won't have an awkward dent around here. So yeah, this is basically what you do, and you leave it overnight. When you wake up, if it's still wet, leave it be and wait until it dries, or else when you take it out and brush it and try to style it like a normal curl, it will fade and it won't be as prominent. So yeah, that is what the end result is supposed to look like. But I did run Josefina's hair under the hot water a bit longer than I did with my little doll. So yeah, I'll get back to you tomorrow and see how her curls turn out. Hello again, everyone. So now it is currently the day after, and this morning when I checked her curls, they were still pretty wet. So now I'm pretty sure that they're all dry now. So yeah, I'm just gonna go take out her curls. So this is now what her hair looks like, and I'm just gonna kind of comb it through and curl them each individually again, and I'll be right back. So I just finished running my fingers through every single one of the curls, and if you look at this one, which turned out especially pretty, this one, it is a really tight ringlet, and it kind of looks like number 56 hair. So her hair is just I think it was about 5 little tight ringlets, and on Josefina's hair you can definitely tell that her ringlets are a lot longer and not as tight because her hair is longer. So if you're gonna do this on a shorter hair doll, this would be the final results, because they have shorter hair, so their ringlets I think will be tighter unless you use the thicker foam curlers. So I just put some of her curls back and clipped it with a hair clip, and she turned out I'm really pleased with how she looks now, especially that her hair isn't the same as American Girl doll's hair. So I was a bit worried to try it on her, and like I was worried that it wouldn't work, but it did. So yeah, this is my tutorial on how to curl American Girl doll's hair as well as non-American Girl doll's hair. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.